Alright, everybody chill.
Alright. So a man walks into a talent agency, and he is so fucking excited. This guy is fucking creaming his panties trying to tell this guy his fucking thing. No, it's a guy. And so, he is in this talent agency, and fucking, he's talking to this talent agent, and he is just like, you know what, get some fucking Jack Daniels, get a couple cigars, get a box of cigarettes, get whatever fucking calms you down. Because this is going to take a while and you are going to be fucking weirded out by the end of this shit. So he starts in. He says, alright, so my family and I have this act. It's a family act. And so what happens is I'm on stage with my wife. And we start out by running around the stage. And eventually we both start taking off our clothes a little bit. Starts to get, you know, a little bit sexier. And this is where I pass it to Maddie.
Dude, I don't have anything to say, man.
Fucking say it.
Dude, you're so good.
Alright, so this guy.
Yeah, nice.
So this is the guy. Alright, this is what happened. So I'm at my condo. And I'm there with my wife. You know, we have a good relationship and everything. Lots of sex. Well, this particular time, things got a little out of hand. I don't know what happened. There's just this urge from deep within. Deep within.
Appreciate it.
And I just had to do this. So I got a rope and I tied her to the bed by her neck. Not so much to cut off her, you know, so she couldn't breathe, but enough so she couldn't move above her neck. So she could flail, and, you know, she's flailing and shit. Well, see, I'd already tied her up by her neck, so I figured, what the hell? I had a rusty spoon from just, you know, a heroin addict. And I just gouged her eye out with the spoon. And then I shove her eye in my ass and proceed to fuck the cavity where her eye should be. And I think it's best if he tells you a little bit more.
Alright, so it's at this point in my act where it becomes a little more risque, it becomes a little more adult. So as she's laying there bleeding, crying, screaming, what have you, I mean, I've got the eyeball in my ass, but I mean, that's, so I get on the bed and over her, so I squat above her mouth, facing this way, so that the dangling entrails of the eyeball dip slowly up and down her throat. And of course, by this point, her jaw's broken. She's in a state of shock. She doesn't know what's happening. So it slips down to her throat until she starts gagging and vomiting. So while she's in this perpetual state of lockjaw, excuse me. While she's in this perpetual state of lockjaw. An idea comes to mind.
Very nice. Very nice.
Does anybody have a cigarette?
And the idea was that he should call in his little brother, which his little brother, about 15, 16. Well, you know, that being that age, he's a horny little kid. So he gets in here. And he sees Matt's wife on the ground, you know.
Whoa, wait, what?
Well, whoever's wife it is, okay? On the ground. Okay, my wife on the ground. And, you know, I've been fucking her this whole time. And so he comes in and he's like, dude, threesome? And we're like, well, I mean, sure, why not? So we go for it. And, excuse me. So then, she will continue.
Okay, so, I'm getting really fucking hot with this shit. I start jacking off, and, I call my daughter in to, I call my daughter in, and she's fucking, she's the one who starts going fucking crazy with this shit. She proceeds to take her brother by the head, staple his mouth shut, cut off his eyelids, and cut off his nose. She starts pissing into his nose until he starts gagging on the piss. And it starts coming back up because he can't really, he starts puking, but it starts puking out of his nose. And that's all I got, so here's fine.
So as he's puking out of his nose, it's coming back into his mouth and he's swallowing it, and then puking into his mother's mouth as she swallows it, pukes back into his mouth. Then she straddles him and her crotch is in his face, and he vomits into his vagina. She spews it back out onto his face, and he licks it off the rim of his mouth. And then he spits it back into her vagina. She jumps up, does a backflip, lands crotch first on her little brother head, and then pisses all over his face. Drinks it, swallows it, digests it, pisses it into his sister's vagina, while she sucks it up until it goes all the way through her entrails. And then she vomits that up. She vomits her entrails up, and the entrails go around, and she swings her neck and lassos her little cousin's neck with the fucking entrails, and she grabs her and swings her through the air like she's on a fucking fire hose. And then she lands on the ground, and she just takes the entrails and bashes her against the ground, the ceiling like an exorcist or something, and she spits out green pea soup. And then the chick, she likes it a little, so she just kind of fucking does like this fucking discharge from her vagina, but it's all green, man, and it lands on this guy's face, and it starts eroding his fucking face and burning his skin away, and so it gets on his eye, and it corrodes his eye, so one of the milkmaids in the background just fucking starts putting her strap on fucking this guy's eyeball, and then his eyeball is like all fucked up and shit, and so the birds come and they peck at it and eat the fucking shit, and the birds vomit into their young's mouths, and the baby birds grow up on the vomit of the disgusting fucking thing, and they grow up to be these gigantic vultures who kill people in the night and destroy their souls, and they come and they start fucking my children in the ass with their beaks and vomiting this disgusting shit into their assholes, and then they take a shit into the beak, and the bird swallows it and shits out that shit into the other bird's butthole, who shits it into the bird's mouth, who swallows it, digests it, and shits it again.